Welcome to Learn and Go, the podcast. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Learn and Go, the podcast. I am your host, Sydney. I am also the author of Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Go, How a Preacher's Daughter Pole Danced Her Way to Finding Her True Self. And if you hear me laughing, that's because I'm sitting here with my headphones on and I just realized I never plugged them in. So, all right. Hopefully I can hear you guys a little better now. Let me just play this song a little bit, make sure these are working. Okay, we're good. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Thank you so much for hopping on here. We have Lizzie. Hey, beautiful. And we have Mortimer. Thank you so much for hopping on too. So good to see you guys. Yeah, it is. Oh, and Luna. Hola, señorita. Good to see you. Oh, good, Mortimer. Thank you for letting me know. It sounds good. Sometimes if I don't have the headphones on, I get an echo. So that's why I like to wear them. But it was so funny. I started the music. I'm like, why can't I hear this? And I realized I never plugged it in. I was running a little late tonight. So I didn't start late, but as far as getting myself set up and ready, I was a little behind the eight ball. So Severian is here. Good to see you. Happy hump day. Awesome. And I love seeing everybody, saying hi to everybody. I am going to actually hop over to my Facebook real quick here because I need to tag a friend that does not always remember to hop on. So I just want to, oh shoot, it's not going to let me. Okay. Rats. To quote my dad, rats. Because he never really cussed. So he'd make, use those kind of cuss words. Do you guys ever do that? Or were you always like regular cuss words were fine? Because I know when my kids were little, I'd make up, like son of a bunny and stuff like that. So I wasn't using real adult words around them. But sorry, I'm trying to multitask and I'm sucking at it. Anyway, hopefully she'll hop on. Oh, yay, Kyler's here too. Good to see you. Thanks for hopping on. Yeah, so how has everybody been this week? What is new? What is exciting? What can I shout out for you on tonight's program? I had a very busy week since we saw each other last week. So much fun. So I'm not going to spill too many beans because, NDA and all that. But Friday, I went up to New York City to hang out with Johnny Logan Harley and his beautiful wife, Annie, and film some scenes for Curse of the Ghostwriter, which a lot of you are also involved in or familiar with. So part of my character, which I can share, is that her hair looks like this. So if you weren't at the Comic-Con last year, the story behind that wig is it was part of a Lois Lane cosplay that I was doing. So I refer to that wig as Lois, which that is one of 3 that I've had because in one scene, the wig was just destroyed. So I had ordered another one knowing I was going to destroy the first one and I lost it. Lois was lost. So I had to order a third Lois. And when I got the third one, I found the second one. So now I'm down to 2. But at least then if there was a scene where I lost Lois, I would have Lois the third to back it up. But here's me and Johnny and Annie. We had so much fun. I have not been on trains as much as I was on Friday. And it was so much fun. I was hoping that they'd be able to hop on. But sorry, I'm reading some comments here. Let's see. It was a really so much fun to do. And I give people that live in big cities and use the trains all the time so much credit because the shenanigans that go on. I should have uploaded those pictures. One dude passed out face first in the train seat. Like, so there's seats this way, and then there's two seats this way. And he's on one of those face first in the seat with his fist on the ground, like just out. I thought he was dead. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was really like waiting to watch this man move. Like, I was very close to going and tapping him to make sure he was breathing. And then he sits up and he goes in his backpack and then right back down on his face. So I don't know what he was on, but he was definitely nodding off in the worst possible way. So I hope he can get some help because that was scary. Then in the train station, there was a foot sticking out of the stall door at 1 a.m. Just a foot and a leg. Again, I was like afraid this person was dead. So I like go into the bathroom stall. It's like I said, it's 1 a.m. I close the door. I hear bathrooms are closed, and I'm like, I'm already in here, dude. I'm doing my business because I already claimed this spot. So while I'm in the bathroom, two male police officers come in the bathroom and they start knocking on the stall next to me, which is the foot stall. And I just hear, like, knock, 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 knock. You all right? No answer. So then I hear the door open and the person, like, just kind of wiggled a little bit. And I hear the cop go, okay, well, you're on the bathroom floor, so you need to get up. I'm not going to lie. The angle your leg is at is very impressive. I'm not sure how you did that. So I can't even imagine how this person just like passed out on the floor. Newark Penn Station, train station, I would not want to touch that floor. So again, thinking of that person and hoping that they get whatever assistance they need because bleh. So let's see here. Oh, Luna's asking subway or like Metro from Grand Central or Penn Station, both. So we took the train from Newark, New Jersey Penn Station into New York. I forget where we got off there because I've taken that into New York Penn Station. I've taken that Jersey line before. It's the path. Then we were on the subway. We were on the Q train. We took World Trade Center back to Newark. So we were on like tons of trains during the day, like hours during the day. But it was so fun. Like it was a lot of fun. I had a blast hanging out with Johnny and Annie and Pam and Dustin and everybody that I got to see and my new friends that I got to meet. So it was a lot of fun. Let's see. Oh, hey, Charles. Thanks for hopping on. Good to see you on here. Glad you could join us tonight. So Severian saying, if you wake up on the floor of Newark train station, you really might just want to, well, there's not much further down. It was, I mean, I'm just grateful that I'm not in that position. I'm not talking down to anybody who finds themselves in that position. I'm just glad that they were breathing because the position looked like it might not have been. Let's see. Yes, exactly. The ground is nasty with urine, feces, and who knows what else. Facts. The smell alone, man. Whew. Let's see. Seeing what Kyler says. I got a splinter today that was thick, went through my ring finger, went in one side and was coming out the other side. Oh, had to pull it from the exit because I could not get it the other side. Honey, how did you do that? What was that splinter from? That sounds terrible. I am so sorry. That is awful. Yeah, Kyler says you want to hear something gnarly before he said that. Absolutely. That is, oof. Please, like, treat that so that you don't get infected, please. Let's see. And so Severian saying, were you pierced for transgression? Or did you do that ripping off your thorny crown? It's not Easter, silly. That's terrible. Oh, please disinfect that. That's awful. Yeah, and be glad that you didn't get that splinter from the floor of the Newark bathroom because gross. Yeah, Luna's saying I would have passed out. And Lizzie says, holy shit, dude, I don't know if it's a splinter when it's that big. That's definitely gnarly as fuck. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Old broom handle, and yes, I put lots of stuff on it. Okay. Oh, you might want to boil your finger, sir. Terrible. I hope it heals quick. And I hope anybody else that's dealing with anything right now feels better, heals, whatever you got going on. Yeah, I agree with Luna. She says get a tetanus shot. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. So right before the show tonight, I found out my mom fell and is in the ER. So if anybody would please send her some positive vibes. Thankfully, nothing's broken. So they're waiting on a CAT scan right now. But hopefully, she just, bumps and bruises and gets to go home soon. So that's on my heart right now. Um, but yeah, let's see. Mortimer says mops are better than brooms and safer. Just saying. But you can't fly on a mop, Mortimer. Maybe you can. Maybe there's like an upgrade. You get your Swiffer and start flying around like Hocus Pocus 2 when she had the Roomba. That was so funny. That cracked me up. So, yes, Luna, my mommy. So hopefully she feels better soon. She fell. So, okay, Luna asked me another question. So I'm going to oh, thank you, Mortimer. Appreciate that. And thank you, Lizzie. Oh, good. I'm glad Lizzie's dad is almost nearly done with rehab from his fall and so ready to be back home. Absolutely. Yes. I hope he's home soon and is all better. So, what's with our parents, man? Like, gravity's a bitch. It sucks. So, hopefully, they'll all be healed up soon and back home. So, I had one other photo, and it wasn't one that I took, but it made me think of something funny because of just being in New York, and Anne was excited about going to Times Square, so I was teasing her about what you would see there, and I asked her about Naked Cowboy. Do you guys know who the Naked Cowboy is? Have you ever heard of him before? Um, I wasn't even thinking Mortimer. Yes, Toxic Avenger with your mom. Absolutely. So Times Square, if you're not familiar, has a lot of people that dress up as different characters. I know there's Elmo, there's Spider-Man, there's, whoever. And they put on these costumes and they kind of rook tourists into taking photos with them and then demanding payment when they haven't said anything about it beforehand. So it's kind of a racket that's going on. And I know that at times they've gone and cleared out Times Square and like kick the characters out because they're just taking advantage of people, and sometimes it gets violent. But one guy that has become somewhat famous is called the Naked Cowboy. So I was teasing Anne that she had to like keep her eyes out for him. So if you're not familiar with this guy, there he is. Can you imagine like trying to come up with a character and you're like, who do I want to be? Like, what would be a good I know, Naked Cowboy. Like, really? That's who you came up with? I think it's hilarious. And I want to know if he wears that year round or if he has like Naked Cowboy, like flesh colored stockings for the winter because it gets cold in New York. Maybe he takes the winters off. Maybe he goes down to Florida. I don't know. But what's like the weirdest character person like that you've ever come across? Is there somebody from your hometown that is like a well-known character? Because here in Delco, there's a guy, Delco Jesus, that goes around dressed like Jesus. But I don't think there's anybody else in this area that is well known for that. Um, oh, he has to run to the car and heat up. Huh. I didn't think he would have a car. Having a car in New York's kind of tough. Mortimer says you can find naked cowboys in Texas, I'm sure, if you look. Yes. Luna says there's this guy that had sort of a marionette that he danced with Spanish music in various parts around New York City. Okay. I've never seen him. That's kind of cool. And so Severian says, my brother used to walk all through the center of town with the damn jester's hat on. But wait. Who's the guy that your brother was hanging out with? So Severian is the king of something. Allentown? Was that it? He was kind of a character. Oh, Kyler, you have a video of him going to his car to warm up? I would think that I'd have to like be in the car the whole time wearing that getup. Because I mean, he's really like, he's only wearing his cowboy undies and his hat. That's it. I guess we have naked cowboy wine now. What else does that say? Naked cowboy oysters? What? Yeah, it says oysters on the guitar. Ew. No, thank you. That sounds terrible. I would not want naked cowboy oysters. I don't think that's awful. But yeah, apparently he wasn't out and about while they were in Times Square this trip, so didn't hear about him. I mean, I'm guessing he's still a thing, but I don't even know how he came across my radar. But that's pretty funny. Let's see. Yes, King of Allentown. I was right. That guy was a character. So Severian says, oh, right, he's a freak of that level and beyond. He should honestly go to Times Square. Lizzie says, we used to have the best mascot. There was an older black gentleman who would run up and down 195 every single day, and waved at every single car. He passed a few years ago, but he was such an icon. Oh, I love that. That's awesome. He's been in the snow. Brr. Oh, the city's planning to name a park after him. I love that because I'm sure he brightened up so many days that's fantastic. That he was able to do that for people. I love that. Let's see. Oh, okay, yeah. So Severian had made a film about this King of Allentown guy. He was a character, and but apparently Severian got mad and deleted it all. There she is. Hey, Missy Resident, thanks for hopping on. So good to see you. And Mortimer says, I'm sorry, Reverend Mallory collected the muse and messed up your movie marriage. That's so funny. Oh, that's okay. If you can find it, send it to me. I'd love to check it out. Alec, hey, what's up? Thanks for hopping on. Glad you could join us too. So if you're just hopping on now, we are talking about characters or icons from your hometown, because I was just in New York City on Friday, and my friends who are up there, Johnny and Ann, a lot of you guys know them. They're awesome. We're going to Times Square. So I was talking about the characters in Times Square, specifically Naked Cowboy, but there's also characters that hang out there. Hey, beautiful. Thanks for hopping on, Jen. Good to see you, sweetie. So if your town has somebody that's iconic, like Lizzie shared about the man that was waving to everybody on 195 and brightening up their days. So it's really cool how so many towns get like these people that everybody knows. You know, whether you've lived there for 2 weeks or 20 years, you all know about the guy. So that's really cool. I really do hope that they name a park after him, because that would be awesome. Let's see. Luna did ask another question a little bit earlier, so I would love to answer that for her. Let me scrolling back. It was before the train conversation, I believe. So, I love so many comments. You guys rock. Okay, yeah. She said, I have a serious question. I have lots of things I've written and wanted to know how you went about putting your book together. Very good question. So when I started to write everything I need to know, I learned in Go-Go how a preacher's daughter pole danced her way to finding her true self, which you can get at learningogo.com. It took me 4 years to write it. And I Googled how long, how many words are in a self-help book or in a personal development book or in a nonfiction book, because it's kind of, like there's parts that are fiction, like everybody's name is not their real name in the book, but then the stories are things that actually happened. So it's kind of like a fiction, nonfiction book. So I wanted to make sure that I was in the realm of comparable books, which is funny because the more I looked, the more that there's not a whole lot of books out there like mine, in that it's memoir and humor and self-help and like adult like all those things. So I had fun trying to figure out where my book would fit first of all, and then I settled on 80,000 words. So that was my goal, was between 80 and 90,000 words. So that was, step one. I kind of reverse engineered it, like, okay, this is my end goal, so what do I need to do, like what steps do I need to do to get there? So once I started writing, I'd have weeks where right, and then some weeks where it was like, which is normal. You said you've already gotten your stuff written, which is cool. So what I did was I actually hired an editor, because it all made sense to me, but I wanted to make sure that it could relate with other people as well. And she was fantastic in that, like, this is kind of repetitive. You might want to take that out, things like that. But it was funny because there was one chapter and she's like, you need to move it. It messes up the flow. And I'm like, move it where? And she's like, to where it makes sense. I'm like, where I put it made sense to me, like kind of thing. Like, so we were going back and forth with that. So I hired the editor. Then I hired the cover artist, wonderful, wonderful guy named Gareth Southwell. If you ever need a cover artist, highly recommend him. Fantastic human. And he helped me with the steps. Like, he went above and beyond because he designed the cover, but then he helped me list it on Amazon, listed on Ingram Spark, listed on Draft to Digital, and get it out there. He helped me to know where to ask for permission to use quotes, all of which I got turned down. But those kinds of things. So don't be afraid to hire help from people that know what they're doing, because it's like so confusing out there if you don't know. Even just listing it on Amazon, if you don't know what to put in the boxes that it's asking, because it's kind of like, okay, And then one thing that I didn't do that I wish I had done is the pre-orders, like the I got excited and I hit publish because I got a little too excited there and I prematurely hit the button. But yeah, so that's, if you have any specific questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Or, even off of here, if you want me to help you, if it's anything I can help with, I would love to help. So definitely ask me for sure. And Mortimer says, a follow-up to Luna's question, how did you decide the years of your life you covered? Knowing it was going to be about when I was dancing, that was like 13 years right there, was working in the clubs. But then having the background of growing up in the church, because, that kind of, some people think preacher's daughter, they think wild and crazy. Other people, like from my experience, preacher's kids seem to be one extreme or the other. You're either wind up being a minister or you wind up like me. So there's not like a lot of middle of the road preacher's kids. So I thought that it would be interesting to share those years as well, not only to share where I was coming from, but also, now that Wicked's out, it's kind of more well known, but it's kind of like a Wicked scenario that sometimes good things happen in the bad place and bad things happen in the good place. So I could share stories about those as well. So Severian says, if it's the Kindle version, it was premature e-publication. Yes, that was me. Oh, Alec released a new song today. Excellent. Yes, and I will have you on here to talk about stuff. I still need to go over the stuff that you sent me. It's been crazy busy on my end, but we are going to work that out for sure. Uh, and Luna's laughing at So Severian's premature e-publication. That's hilarious. That was so fun when I like the first time that I sold an ebook to like someone in Germany or something. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's actually out there. Like that's 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 the thing. Like this is the book I always show um on the podcast, and you can see it says not for resale. This was the first one printed that they send you to make sure everything looks right. And when I got it, I used to carry it around. Like, honest, swear, my oldest works in the library and is a complete bibliophile, so has like these book koozies almost. And I borrowed one, and I would keep my book in the little koozie, and no one could touch it unless they washed their hands. Like, it was like my firstborn child. Like, you gotta make sure you're respecting my book. So this is obviously my favorite copy because it's the first one that was ever printed. So that's why if you're ever like, what's that thing across the book? It's because it says not for resale, because it was the author. Um, you know what I'm saying. To make sure everything's where it's supposed to be copy. I'm having a brain fart, guys. I'm so sorry. I've been struggling lately. So, and then today, everything's clogged. Like, I don't know if something bloomed, but my nose has been driving me crazy. So, working through the brain fog. But I know a lot of y'all are in the same boat with me. We're all in this together. And also, what I meant to say is happy Pride. It's June, guys. So Pride makes my little bisexual heart flutter. I'm so happy to when everything turns to rainbows. But we definitely have a lot of room to still grow. You know, that the fact that like Jonathan, you all know who I'm talking about, the King of the Hill actor, was murdered, and like they're not even considering that it's a hate crime. Like, we have so much work still to do. So definitely, you know, if you know somebody that you can uplift, please let them know that they're safe and that you love them, because it's crazy times we're living in, guys. And even though things are definitely better than years past, we still have a lot of room to grow, as it were. Sorry, just making sure that, oh, my mom's home. Thank you. Thank you for all of the I'm sorry, I'm laughing. My dad keeps sending us pictures and they're all upside down. I don't know what's wrong with his phone, but he every picture he sent of my mom, it's been upside down. But I'm really glad that she's home. So thank you. And hopefully, Lizzie, your dad will be home soon too. That'd be awesome. Yes, Luna, it is spring. So that's definitely making my nose go. And also, we were lucky enough to have a friend give us like tons and tons of flowers for our front garden and for out back. And I've been planting flowers. Excuse me. So I think that might have something to do with it too. Yeah, Luna is asking if everything's okay. I don't think he said. Nope, nothing. Yeah, he didn't say what's wrong. So hopefully just bumps and bruises. Although in the picture, her hand's wrapped up. So she must have sprained her wrist, because he said that they said it might be sprains. So, yeah, but hopefully she's all healed up soon. My poor mommy. It stinks. But I'm glad she's home. That really was not long for an ER visit, because sometimes, you know, I've been in the ER with So Severian, so I know how long ER visits can be. And I'm glad that it wasn't too long. because I'm sure that no one was there to put on barf bag puppet shows for my mom, like So Severian had me doing for him, because that's the kind of friend that I am. Let's see here. Uh, Wait, what are you guys jinxing? I missed something over here. Jinx, I owe you a Coke. Let's see. Mortimer says, for Lizzie's dad, they had the technology to make bionic dad. Okay, that's pretty cool. And yeah, so Severian says that last one was a long one. But oh, thank you, best friend ever. I was waiting for the nurses to come in because they left us alone too long, and like it was right before I was about to start going through the drawers that they finally came back. But I had taken they look like little wind socks almost, but they're barf bags. And the nurse was like, "You can take a few. They don't take it out of my paycheck. I don't care." So I had the one on my hand that I was doing like a puppet show for him because my phone was almost dead and I was bored and I wanted to make him smile. So I'm glad that I did. That was awesome. I mean, not the ER visit wasn't awesome, but the puppet show, in my opinion, was pretty fun. Let's see. What else has been going on this week, guys? Let me know what's going on in your world. What's new? I feel like I'm missing. Oh, I know what I'm missing. Sunday was my anniversary. My 17th was what I call it because Dave and I have been together 17 years, married 7. So it's 17th is that day because we got married on our 10-year anniversary. So that was so fun. We just went out to dinner, which was awesome. Just really enjoyed getting some one-on-one time together, which seems to happen less and less, which you'd think with the kids older, but I don't know, we don't get a lot of alone time. So definitely was nice to go out and have dinner. So if you guys have had fun dates, anniversaries, like good dinners, like put them in the comments. What's your favorite place to go out to dinner? Like, is there a favorite food that you like to go out and have, or like where's the best dinner that you've ever had at a restaurant? We went to a seafood place that we like a lot, and it was delicious. So let's see. Lizzie says, just last year for Pride, my lesbian sister thanked us for being allies. And I was like, I'm bi. And my other sis was like, yeah, me too. And that's how we learned my parents had no straight kids. There you go. Mortimer says to So Severian, if I lived closer, all kinds of creatures would have shown up to visit. And So Severian says that would be amazing. That's hilarious. Um, Luna, yes, on our actual anniversary, we just went out to dinner. But this coming weekend, we're going to go away for a couple nights and just enjoy a couple nights away. Even if it's like we're going to a place that's like riverfront, nice town to walk around in, and it's supposed to pour. So I don't care if we just stay in the hotel room and watch Family Guy as long as I get some alone time, that'll be awesome. So, so varied. Good heavens, the Muppets are conducting satanic rituals in ER4. I think he knows you, Mortimer. That is hilarious. Yeah, that I can just imagine Mortimer putting on a show in the ER. Like it would be everybody on the entire ER floor would be in there to watch, and the other patients would be like, "Excuse me, excuse me." That's so funny. Let's see. Luna says, that's hard for me to choose. We have so many places. Went to Pep and Dolores for my birthday. What kind of food is that? I've never heard of Pep and Dolores. That sounds cool. Yeah, the place we went is called Banks, and it's in Wilmington, Delaware. So it's like right on the river. And their seafood is so good. It's just really, really good. And I'm allergic to many things, so they've always been really careful to make sure my stuff doesn't get cross-contaminated because I will get very sick. But they have They're called ahi tuna crisps. I love them. They come on little wonton wrappers that are real crispy. So they're kind of like nachos. You guys know me and my nachos, but they're wonton wrappers, and they put raw tuna and avocado scallions. I think that's it. And then like a couple different kinds of sauces. Oh my God, it's so good. So good. The thing came out was like this big. I ate the whole thing myself because, you know, I'm not going to waste food. It's delicious. Oh, good night, Kyler. Said, all right, everyone, I love you all very much, but I'm exhausted and I still have to work tomorrow. Take care and be safe. And remember, don't do anything I wouldn't do. That means we could do anything, right? Just kidding. You have a good night, sweetie. Thank you for hopping on and have a great day tomorrow. We will talk to you soon. Yes, and Luna says make sure you get that tetanus shot for your big splinter. And Mortimer says take care and rest well. And Lizzie says sweet dreams. I love that everybody's so cool in the comments. We got the coolest comment section, guys. I just love seeing you guys. It doesn't matter how tired I am or like tonight I'm congested. Like I feel like my face is puffy. Like that's how stuffed I feel. But I just was so excited to quote unquote see everyone tonight. So thank you for being awesome. What were we talking about? Restaurants, anniversaries, and such celebrations. Is anybody's birthday this month? Got any June birthdays? My stepmother-in-law's birthday is in June, and my nephew's birthday is in June as well. I'm trying to think of anybody else off the top of my head. That's all I can think of off the top of my head. Luna says she takes allergy shots and still takes Zyrtec. I have not taken any allergy medicine. It would probably help. I did take a prescription naproxen for the first time in a bit because between the gardening and like doing some other yard work, my arm's starting to hurt again. So I don't want that going all goofy again. Mortimer's an October baby. Big shock, right? I knew you were an October baby. I remember that. Absolutely. And that fits. And I think Reaper and Beast are both November. They might have the same birthday or very close. Reese. Hey, Reese. Good to see you. Thank you for hopping on. I haven't seen you in ages. Reese just posted some gorgeous photos. So if you're friends with Reese, go check out those photos. They are phenomenal. And Luna, yes, April baby, 420. Awesome. I'm March. So day after Thanksgiving. Jesus Christ. Day after St. Patrick's Day. Thanksgiving in March. Let's start a new tradition. Can have Irish turkey. Lizzie says cartwheels in Scorpio. Lots of awesome people born in November. One of my besties is born in November, and I went down to New Orleans to celebrate her 50th with her in November. So that was a lot of fun being in New Orleans in November. It was like right after Halloween, so there was still some of that hanging on. The funny thing is it was also right after Taylor Swift was there, so a lot of the stores were like trying to get rid of all of their Taylor Swift merch that didn't sell. It was pretty funny. Halloween 2025 is Lizzie and Mortimer's 25-year anniversary. That's awesome. That is so cool. I love that. We'll definitely have to give you guys big props when that comes around. And I love that it's 25 years in 2025. That's really cool. That makes it easy for you guys to remember how many years it's been, right? Lizzie says a whole ass quarter century. I wouldn't trade it for anything. I love that. I've been trying to make sure that every year on the anniversary, I do the traditional gift, like the first year's paper. So I did, because it's me, I gave Dave a roll of toilet paper that I wrote, you're the shit on, and happy anniversary. And I took a deck of cards and wrote on each one. There were like 52 different reasons why I love him because I'm like a romantic like that. I think I gave him lottery tickets because they're on paper too. I forget what I forget what like leather was one year and I had a picture of us printed on a piece of leather that's like this big. I'm trying to think. Like, because 7 went by really fast. But so 7, there's two. There's wool and there's copper. And I'm like, if I get him a sweater, it's going to look like Leonard on The Big Bang Theory. If you ever saw that episode where he had to wear the wool sweater and he was like bright red under, like it wasn't not a good fit. So I found, because we're in this like Etsy era, and it's like almost like a little bowl. They said it's like a key dish or something, but it's made out of wool. And then I think the outside's like faux leather, and it kind of like it's only that deep. It's not very deep. And then on the inside it said, about 7 years together. And it was like 7 years and then how many months, how many minutes, second, like everything like that. And it was really cute. And then I got a penny from 2008, a penny from 2018, and a penny from 2025 for the copper because like we don't need copper pots or copper, like we don't need that kind of stuff. So I figured, yeah, trying to find the years of those pennies. Let me tell you, because like 2025 was easy because they're the newest ones, but also I thought that was significant because they're not going to be minting pennies anymore. So this is the last year of the penny. So it's, symbolizes the 7-year anniversary, which is copper, but also the last year that they're going to have pennies minted. So, and Joseph Varian can vouch for this. I found the 2018 and I put it in this I have like little sugar skull shot glasses on my one shelf. So I put it in there so I wouldn't lose it. And it took until Saturday, our anniversary was Sunday, for me to find a 2008. And I had to go through this like change thing that we have. And I'm sitting on the floor of the bedroom and I've got pennies all over the damn place. And I finally find one and I take a picture of it and I send it to Sosavari and I'm like, I got it. I was so excited. Clean up the rest of them. I turn around to get it. It's not there. Apparently, I had it in my hand and I threw it back in the thing. And not only did I throw it in the thing, but I apparently mixed up all the money so that if Dave came home from work and went to throw his change in there, it wouldn't be all pennies on the top. I think I made up new languages to drop F-bombs in. I was so pissed. It took me so long sitting on that floor to find this 2008 penny. And then I lost it. And I had to go through them all again. But the thing was, the second time I went through it, I Googled when did they start putting that shield on the back of pennies instead of the Lincoln Memorial. That was 2010. So then I could go through and anything with a shield on it, I knew wasn't it. And I got a Ziploc bag and I put all the pennies that weren't it in there. So I was so mad, right? Exactly. He said, I couldn't believe you lost it. I lost it and then I lost it because I lost it. I was so pissed. But I found it. So, man. But you know what? I thought it was a cute gift. So, and like I said, I'm trying to keep, I don't know what 8 years is. I'm going to have to look up the traditional gift for the 8-year anniversary. But I try to make it more fun than just like, here's a, but I just like thought of something that I gave him and then it disappeared out of my brain. I know one year for Christmas, this wasn't an anniversary gift, but it's a fork and it says, I fork and love you. Luna, well played. She said, hey, Tatiana. Cheers, everybody. If you're new to this program, if someone says Tatiana, you take a sip of whatever it is you're drinking, alcohol or not, your choice. And if you're not drinking and want to take a drag of whatever you got, that's cool too. But cheers. Cheers, Tatiana. I wonder what she's up to these days. So, all right. We have time, I think, to pick a page in both books tonight because I really don't have much else like going on to talk about. It was a busy week, but it was like busy filming and busy anniversary and busy outdoor projects. So, oh, I did just think of something else that was funny, and then we can play pick a page. But so, my chocolate lab Muffy, a couple weeks ago, we had to take her to the emergency vet. I thought she was having seizures. She scared the crap out of me. Um, and so we took her to the vet, and they determined that it was heat stress because it was the first hot day that we had had. And she loves to play ball outside. She will play fetch forever and ever and ever and ever. So that's what happened. Dave came home from work, was playing ball with her, and she just like her back legs stopped working, and she was like doing this like shake, and her eyes got all weird. And it happened twice. So I was like, we should take her, get her checked out. And he was like, absolutely. So um, we took her to the vet, and because it's an emergency vet, triage, other pets came in. You don't ever want to be first in line at the emergency vet. So we were waiting for a few hours and hadn't been seen. And I was like, can we go? And they said, yeah, they thought it was just heat stress because she didn't have another episode. So me, always wanting to solve problems, got a splash pad. I'm like, this way until the pool opens up, she'll have a way to cool off. I'm all excited about it. Well, then it was like in the 60s for a week and a half. Yesterday was the first day it was hot again. So I'm like, splash pad time. I'm so excited to play with Muffy in the splash pad. Terrified of it. Terrified of it. And it's a big circle. And I thought it was cute because I didn't even realize it's got like dog bones on it and paw prints. So it's 4 dogs. And when we first put it in, it's like these big fountains, and she was scared of it. So we turned the water down. So then the little, the fountains were only like 2 inches tall, and she would come over and drink the water and run away. So my dumbass is sitting in a splash pad full of freezing cold hose water while my dog's all fucking around. I'm like, okay. But I did finally get her to come in with me for a little bit, but she's scared of it. So I'm hoping that over time she'll decide that she likes it, because I think it would be fun and it's a good way for her to cool off. Yes, cooling handkerchiefs for dogs are good. I also have just like a cooling mat they're supposed to lay on, but they won't do it. My dogs are ornery. They don't do the thing. Mortimer says, I've been trying to figure out the best comedy lines I've heard in movies that are just one word. Let's see. I don't know. If anybody thinks of anything, put it in the comments for Mortimer. But let's see, kind of like what bandits used to wear, but I know I've seen them at various stores. And Lizzie says, poor puppy, LOL, she'll figure it out. Yeah, and in the meantime, I'll be sitting in the backyard in a shallow pool of freezing hose water going, come here, baby. It was just super. I'm like, of course she won't come in, but it's okay. Maybe I can get Lexi to come in with me. Let's see. Comedy lines in movies that are just one word. Swing. That's one from Wayne's World. Okay, Mortimer's best line is from Dracula Dead and Loving It. I don't think I've seen that. I've heard of it, but I don't think I've seen it. Oh, okay. So Severian went with beauty. Wouldn't that be 2 words? Because isn't that beauty, eh? If I'm guessing the right movie. Yes, exactly. From Strange Brew. I was right. I got it. That's also whose head. It's both. What's both? Both words? Beauty. Yeah. Man, I gotta watch that again. I haven't watched Strange Brew in a long, long time. My brain's not working. I know, like, I'll get off of the podcast and think of a million things for you, Mortimer, so I'll have to write them down and I'll message them to you when I think of it. Because, like, there's so many things. Oh, it's both beauty and sometimes beauty, eh? Gotcha. Oh, okay. So it's not Dracula Dead and Loving It. It's Robin Hood Men in Tights, which is one of my favorite freaking movies. I love that movie so much. There's so many lines in that. So what's your one word line from Robin Hood Men in Tights? Because there's like I just love let's see. The German lady yelling her horse's name. It's not Farfig. It sounds like Farfignugan, but it's not that. It's Brumhilda's the character because she jumps out the window to land on the horse and the horse runs away. That's so funny. What's the horse's name? Because it sounds like Bargenschnugen or something like that. I love that. That movie is so funny. There's just so many good lines in that. You look like a bleeding Picasso. Fix your boobs. Oh gosh. And Farfigul, is that how you say Farfigul? Yes, Farfinkugel. That's so funny. It's like Farfignugan. That's great. And I love Tracy Ullman's character. Latrine is so funny. Used to be shithouse. I'm gonna have to watch that again. I love that movie so much. Every time I see it's on, I have to watch it. That and like Meet the Fockers. I watch that all the time. Which is why there's so many movies I haven't seen because I keep watching the ones that I like over and over and over and over again. So that's so funny. Yeah, well, I will definitely see what other one word funny lines I can come up with and let you know. I always wanted to marry a cop. I almost touched it. She gives him a lifesaver. The movie's so great. We'll bless everything till we're Meshuggah. Anything Mel Brooks is fantastic. He's got the best movies. Yes, I agree with Luna. One word is difficult. That's why like Schwing was the first one that I came up with from Wayne's World. But yeah, there's gotta be more. So we'll figure that out. All right, so let's see. Yeah, Schwing is great. I forgot that one. I feel like there'd be one from Clerks, but like 37, but you have to know the next line to know why that's funny. But yeah. Or like Deadpool. I feel like there'd be a one word in that would be funny. But I can't think right now. Too clogged for thoughts. All right. So, what do you guys want to do? You want to do my book or you want to do sex book? Let's get a vote for pick a page because we've been doing one word, so it's a little bit later. Which book do you guys want to do tonight? Bum, 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 bum. Checking out the comments. I feel like we're a couple, like the comments are a little behind. Like there's a delay in the podcast because sometimes like we'll be talking about something and then the comments that come up are a little bit later. All right. Okay, I've got one for sex book and one for Learn and Go-Go. So who's gonna be the deciding vote? The next person to come up with a book is going to be the deciding one. Because I got a 1-1 vote. Somebody vote. Silent in the comments. All right, I'll do one from each. Okay. So since Luna said sex book first and pick 99, we'll do that, and then we'll do Learn and Go-Go next, and Lizzie can pick a number from Learn and Go-Go. So let's see. 99 is 99. Exhibitionism, which actually starts on 98 and goes through to 100. There's a whole lot about exhibitionism. I like the little picture of the person bending over, though. That's kind of cute. Okay, cool. And hey, thanks for hopping on. All right. So we'll just have to go to the beginning of the first full paragraph on 99, which is The exhibitionist does not always have to be present to experience the thrill. Some men mail nude photos to women they assume will be shocked. Okay, again, this book is from 1992. So it was pre people sending dick pics in the DMs. And I love that it's like some men mail photos to women. Hilarious. This practice is common among people responding to personal ads. Swinger magazines that allow photos to accompany personal ads seem to afford exhibitionists the opportunity of consensually exposing themselves to hundreds of readers. Some of these people, including couples, eventually mail each other photos on a regular basis. The common stereotype is that of a stalking male in an overcoat. However, many couples participate in this form of excitement by having sex in public where there is a risk of discovery. All right. And Johnny's here too. Yay! Awesome. So glad to see you guys. All right, so now we're going to do 99 in this book too. All right, so in Learned Go, when you are not in a situation of collecting tips for a performance, but instead are trying to build a business or side hustle, there's another layer to the scenario to keep in mind. When you are approaching someone about a business opportunity or are trying to sell a product, most people will not be open to what you were saying the first time. This is true both offline and online. I remember that chapter. Cool. So Johnny and Annie are in the comments now. So happy to see you guys here. I was totally talking about New York City at the beginning of the program, and I will share it again, shared this awesome picture of the three of us. We had so much fun. That was awesome. And Johnny says, I want to personally thank you for joining us in New York City Friday. So fun. Thank you for having me and letting me be part of Curse of the Ghostwriter. It's such an awesome, awesome, awesome movie. And I can't wait till everybody can see it. I can't wait to see the finished product because everybody I know in it rocks and has done a fantastic job. And it's just awesome. Let's see. Sorry, I'm like looking back in. YouTube said I could repeat a line from Jay and Bob. Do you mean could not repeat a line from Jay and Bob? Let's see. Oh, I love you guys. And I had a blast getting to hang out with you guys too. So fun. We got to do it again soon. Yes. And they got to attend 2 Troma events. I know the one was Curse of the Werdeer, which I got to see at Tromathon last year and is hysterical. So if you have not seen Curse of the Werdeer yet, check it out. That movie is redonkulous. It's so funny. And the other one, remind me, was that last night? Was that I'm having a brain fart where you guys went? My days are all running together. But I'm so glad that you guys got to hang out with so many cool people. I had so much fun hanging out with Pam and getting to see Dustin again and, meeting some new friends too and eating lots and lots and lots of pizza, which was awesome. You guys in the audience listening right now will have to check out when Curse of the Ghostwriter comes out, a very special extra named Carl. He was so funny. Beauty Bar. That's what it was. Yes. Thank you. And that was last night you guys went to Beauty Bar, right? Pretty sure that's when that was. And you got to go to Troma headquarters, which is so cool. One day I will have to go there with you guys because that would be awesome. And we just had so much fun. I was telling them about the guy that passed out on the train that we saw, and then the foot in the bathroom and the cops coming in. All makes great stories. So cool. Yes, last night. Awesome. Because you guys got to hang out with Dustin again there, I believe, which is cool. I'm surprised he's not on here tonight. So I hope he's having a good night. As he usually hops on and says hi. So cool. Well, you guys all have a fantastic rest of your night. It is coming up on an hour, and I need to take some allergy medicine. I think I'm getting to where it's like the pressure is building up. So Johnny said the only one who took longer to sign their contract than Carl was Lloyd Kaufman. That is hysterical. I think Carl, without a word of lie, took 15 minutes to write his name, but that's because he was not on the same planet as us. Super nice guy. High out of his mind. So sweet, though. Yeah, let's see. Mortimer says he's in the hot chair for comments. Don't you get yourself banned, sir. You be good. Or at least be good at it and don't get yourself banned. Thank you for hopping on, Lucy. Always good to see you. And I was glad that you got to hop on because I tagged you and then you came on like right after. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, I'm going to go take care of my pounding head. But I love all of you guys so much. Thank you for taking time out of your busy week to hang out with me and chat. And we just have such a great time. And thank you again for all of the healing vibes for my mom. I'm so glad that she came home in the middle of the show. That was fantastic. And sending healing vibes to Lizzie's dad and to anybody else who needs them right now. Just sending good energy. I love you guys. I'm grateful for every one of you. And if you're going through a hard time right now and dealing with some negativity, do not hide from it. Because when you stick your head in the sand, you think you're hiding from the rest of the world, but everybody else just sees a big ass. Love you.